Hello everyone, TurtleAgs here, bringing you another AFK journey video. Welcome to part 3 of the 6-part series, in which I go over what, in my view, are the optimal magic charm sets for every single hero in this game who has access to mythic charms. Right now, I'm going to go over the Marksman charm set, and if you want for the other classes like tank, support, etc., you can look at my other videos. If you need like a magic charms 101, like where the hell to farm them, you can check my earlier videos. Look up like magic charms or Dura's trials, and I do have a video on that. Okay, let's briefly go over what the magic charms set for Marksman gives, and then we'll dive right in to the optimal charms for each hero. Okay, so if you have a mythic, a full mythic charm set, your hero will do increased damage dealt by 8% after 15 seconds, gains 20 attack speed after 40 seconds, and 20 crit damage boost after 65 seconds. Huge stat line. More damage, more attack speed, more crit damage. Very powerful set. Probably one of the best in the game. Alright, so what do I recommend for Merrily? Now, the good news is that there's actually a lot of good magic charms for Merrily. If you've watched my other two videos already, you would know that my most favorite magic charm in this game is the sorcery charm. 8 times out of 10, this will be the best charm to go with. If you see a sorcery charm, snap pick it as the one that your hero uses, because ultimate strength and skill power is what boosts the multipliers of what your hero is trying to do with those respective abilities. I tend to favor skill power over ultimate strength just because your hero is going to use skill power that stat line way more than the ultimate. However, if you're using a hero like Merrily or Ulsa or Odie, who has very high attack speed and haste, they will be able to gain more energy compared to the average hero per second, and they will ult more. So for this reason, ultimate strength can actually matter even more for high attack speed DPSs. Not to mention, because Merrily is known to be a crit beast, it's not a bad idea actually to have like an extra 10% crit with 5 haste. And for those of you guys who don't know the difference between haste and attack speed, generally speaking, haste is better because attack speed improves the speed of their normal attacks, whereas haste improves the speed of their attacks, their normal attacks, as well as their skills. So, for this reason, my top 3 or 4 most favorite stat lines for Merrily in particular are number 1, skill power, number 2, ultimate strength, number 3, crit, and number 4, actually haste and crit. I prefer haste over crit, to be honest. So number 3 would be haste, number 4 would be crit, but heck, you could even, if there's any energy on hit, which I'm not sure if she has, let me see. Ooh, she even gets execution. Holy. Yeah, she has a lot of good options, but personally, whenever I see sorcery charm, I snap pick that. And then if I can't get that, then I would go with haste and skill power. That's my personal priority, but this one isn't bad either. Haste and crit, pretty good, I would say. I'm actually really curious about this execution. Execution, in case you guys are curious, is how easily they can just delete enemies off the map. Execution, I think there's only a few heroes that can naturally execute. One is Scarlita, another is Odie, another is Diana. So I probably need to test more to see if execution is even worth doing for Merrily. If her execution is too low, it will hardly activate, and I would much rather have skill power or ultimate strength instead. So I'm going to go with haste and skill power, so either the wizard hat or the claw in this case. And let's briefly go over the benefits you get from the skill power and ultimate. As you can see here, As expected for a DPS, she'll deal even more damage, and more attack percent, the higher your skill power and ultimate strength, respectively. All right, so moving on to the next hero, next marksman, Odie. Okay, so let's look for the wizard hat. He has the wizard hat. We're gonna snap pick it. Now, ooh, okay. Actually, after I snap pick it, I'm gonna double check something here. Ooh, these are all terrible. Okay, so yeah, I probably went more offensive for that reason. Yeah, see, this is one of those scenarios where, you know, the game will provide a thumbs up with their recommendations, but I'm of the opinion that you should always go skill power and ultimate strength if you can. In my opinion, it offers more stat multipliers because you're directly increasing the percentage of the ability. But anyways, so I prefer the wizard hat generally speaking, followed by probably attack and skill power. The one with the skill power, basically. Ooh, you can even get life drain. That is interesting. Interesting. Yeah, but I probably arcane strength, arcane charm would probably be number 3 in my opinion. Okay, let's go ahead and save that. So let's just briefly go over what the ultimate strength does. So increases more damage. Increases more damage. Ooh, increases the number of stacks of poison. Oh, it increases the number of stacks of max stacks that of poison you can add. So this actually even has implications in the Dream Realm boss. So I think the skill power, skill power is very, very useful for Odie. So, all right, moving onwards to Cesia. Now, when you run Cesia, usually you'll run her in either a Supreme Arena team, say like paired with the Floor Bell, or you have her on a special, you know, fast attack tile that allows her to ultimate immediately. So what would I run for her? Once again, if there's the wizard hat, we're going to go for it. She doesn't have a wizard hat there, so the next one would either be ultimate strength or skill power. Okay, I generally opt for skill power, but I might swap. Let's see. Okay, no wizard hat there. Skill power or ultimate. None of those, unfortunately. So we'll probably go with, yeah, probably the most offensive that you can find. Attack, ultimate strength. Wizard, we're going to go with wizard. That's my favorite. Okay, let's save. And let's go over what the skill power and ultimate strength would do. So with ultimate strength, it makes it so that her Mr. Carlisle will deal more damage with his normal attacks. That's the ultimate strength by 12%. And then for the skill, ooh, okay, interesting though. So the skill will increase her attack speed, and then and defense penetration. Yeah, see, so, you know, the nice thing about skill power is sometimes it offers something that's just totally unique, because sometimes the abilities that make the hero unique offer something very different, like, you know, increased duration for some sort of effect, or in this case, increased defense penetration that you wouldn't normally get on a magic charm set. So that would be my recommendation for Cesia. Moving on to Brian. When you use Brian, usually you run him in Supreme Arena. However, there was a time when you could run Brian along with Cassidy in order to get more damage from the Blessing of Tidal Strength. So what would I recommend for Brian? Same thing. If you find the wizard hat, snap pick it. Unfortunately, he does not have access to that, so I would probably go for skill point next, skill power next, so probably the arcane. Oh, interesting. So he only has one charm that gives him skill power. That's the arcane charm. And then there's 2 that offer ultimate strength. There's the HP variant and the attack variant. I would think that either the arcane charm or the blast charm will be the best for him. I prefer to go more offensively. Okay, so we'll go ahead and switch to that. switch to this, switch, yeah, okay. So let's save. Okay, and then let's briefly go over what his ultimate and skill power offers. Ooh, okay. So his ultimate decreases the amount of energy he consumes in order for him to call Ilona to do more damage to the current target. And you know how much damage Ilona does. The eagle does insane amounts of damage. Like the eagle, moves around and does like kind of like an area of effect damage to anyone within the vicinity. And then for the skill, increased damage here and additional damage here. Yes, so those would be the charms I recommend there. Moving on to Leica. Now Leica has a support role, so I think the skill okay, does he have she does not get access to the wizard, okay, or to the skill power and ultimate. However, okay, this is pretty good. I actually really like the Mystic charm very much. Skill power plus haste is very solid. And how many ability? Ooh, and she also gets attack and skill power, but I do think this is the better one. So I'd probably go Mystic charm followed by whichever offers ultimate, because she's not there for. Ooh, she even gets. Wow, she has 3 charms that give skill power, and Leica's Leica's not the tankiest, so I'd probably go Mystic charm is number 1 for sure, followed by the Insight charm, followed by probably the Arcane charm tied with whichever one increases ultimate power, ultimate strength, which would be the Eagle charm. She does actually get quite a few options that are viable for her, although I am kind of biased towards skill power. So I'd probably go haste and skill power. I think being able to, increase her ability to get her ultimate off along with skill power is quite good. And yeah, so let's see. Ooh, HP and skill power. Yeah, okay, so I have the optimal ones right here. The haste skill power or HP and skill power. Yes, and what do they do? So the ultimate strength increases her damage output. It's not too crazy because you're not running her for damage. Ooh, huge. Skill power increases the attack speed that she grants to all allies. So skill power on Leica is absolutely important. And you see why I love, even reducing physical defense, increased duration of her reducing their physical defense. 2 of the nearest enemies. Very nice. So I do like Leica a lot. The skill power is definitely hands down the most important stat for her. Diurnal. This is going to be very important. So I would opt, if there's the wizard hat, we snap pick that. Perfect. It's not even up for debate. And if not, then probably go with, got all the sucky charms. So what else does he have? So if not sorcery, then probably go, his charms aren't that great. By a mile, sorcery charm's the best, followed by a more defensive charm. Diurnal is a bit squishy, so extra bits of HP can help him stick around. He's really squishy. So yeah, I'd probably go sorcery charm followed by insight charm just because it has skill power, and then followed by the ultimate. Although attack speed is quite good. But yeah, sorcery charm, if you have it, you should definitely go for it. If not, then go for haste. Not go for attack speed. There's an argument to be made for crit, but I do think attack speed is the most useful. Oh, thank the Lord. Okay, so wizard, the sorcery charm. Okay, let's go ahead and save. Let me briefly go over what the ultimate strength and skill power does. So ultimate, more damage, makes sense. Skill point, more damage. Ooh, more attack and attack speed. So this is what I'm talking about, guys. That's great. That's great. So skill power is still my most favorite stat line for Diurnal. Okay, so now moving on to Reese. Reese, when do you run him? You can run him in Supreme Arena, and he's actually viable in one of the 6 Dream Realm bosses now. I forget which one, but I did release a video with Reese on the cover, so you'll know which one that is. Now for him, same thing. Let's look for the Wizard. He does not get access to the Sorcery Charm. Unfortunate. No, he does. He does. Lucky him. Okay, so... Whoa! Ultimate Strength and Execution. That's really interesting. That's going to need some playtesting. Okay. Ooh, I like Arcane Charm. So in order of priority, I'd probably go Sorcery Charm, followed by Arcane Charm, followed by... what would be the third best? Let's see. Probably Blast Charm. Destructive Charm is an interesting one. I want to see I want to see Reese execute some enemies, especially Igor. Ooh, he even gets access to Insight Charm. Interesting. But Reese has played more like an offensive unit, so I would think that the Destructive Charm would be very, very interesting. As a matter of fact, Destructive Charm might be even better than Blast Charm. Does he... let's see. Yeah. Let's execute. Alright, yeah, let's go with that. I think 10 points of execution is more than whatever attack percent he gets. Cool, let's go ahead and save that. Alright. And just kind of briefly going over the effects of Ultimate Strength and Skill Power. Okay, yeah, more ultimate damage, that does make sense. Ooh, increased crit with Skill Power and increased damage with Skill Power. Very nice. Finally, Atalanta. When do you run Atalanta? You pretty much don't, even in the Light Bearer team, but actually every now and then you do run Atalanta, maybe in our dreams. But let's see, does she have the Wizard Charm? She does get access to it, the sorcery. Okay, so let's go ahead and swap to that. Swap to that. And if you don't have access to the sorcery, then you can... That's interesting. So I would probably look for one that offers skill power, and she's more of a support disruptor, right? I don't know if she's known for damage. She's more for support. So I think her next best charm is probably Insight Charm to make her a little bit more tanky. Unfortunately, she doesn't have many charms that increase her skill power. It's just basically the Sorcery Charm and the Insight Charm. So this would be probably the next best. I don't know if she's known for damage, but I would probably go with skill power anyways. Okay, let's go ahead and save. And as per usual, let's see the impact that Ultimate Strength and Skill Power has on her kit. So more damage from the ultimate, more damage from the skill, more damage from the skill. Alright, so that pretty much wraps it up for the Marksman class. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in part 4.